What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what's really moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is having a pretty kick-ass day, up 5.14%, 363 the low, 379 the high. Kind of low volume, so 29 million shares being traded, 33 is the average. A couple of things that's hyping up both Chinese and American stocks is negotiations for tariffs. So day 2 did conclude, and kind of both sides are saying that things went fairly well. So that's always a good thing. Aside from that, the only thing that's kind of impacting NIO is registration numbers. And so it did come in as a group, 4,336, 2630 of that was NIO, 1202 Onvo, and then 504 Firefly. So not the greatest. And so this does signal pretty much the 4th consecutive overall group pullback. Even though technically this does state right here that everyone went down, but there was a Dragon Boat Festival, so possibly that could have impacted it. So it is what it is. Well, let me know your viewpoint on that. But I do find it rather interesting on how many events and kind of things that they have that could impact registration numbers. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know your general thoughts on that in the comments below. Aside from all of that fun stuff though, NIO is kind of showing signs that it wants to break out. So at the time of doing this video, it is pounding at that 50-day moving average at the door. And so essentially that's always a big deal for NIO. Historically does result in like a 30% swing. Not to give you guys any hope or anything, but we've done this many times in the past. So there's always these quick breakouts at one of these key pivotal moving averages, and then it usually kind of gets dragged down. This time around, for whatever reason, you are having shorts returning 169,000 shares, 13.67% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 210.98 million shares overall are being shorted. So for face value, that's nothing special, but if we kind of look at what shorts did throughout the trading day, at its peak, shorts were increasing 5.3 million shares. So essentially, they went from increasing 5.3 million to now returning 1.6 or 169,000. So in reality, that's a huge difference. And so most likely that is what gave NIO a very nice push higher. So shorts are returning for whatever reason. Maybe they are essentially letting NIO break above that 50-day moving average. A couple other key points to watch for: that 100-day moving average is at 411. That super trend indicator is at 394. So if it is able to get above that super trend, then you'll have algorithmic trading really working on your side. But aside from all that though, looking at the options, 2.93 million in calls, 2.17 in puts. Ever since pretty much the first half of the trading day, it's been rather quiet. You can clearly see that a lot of big players were playing NIO options in the first half of the trading day. Second half seems to be just shorts returning again for whatever reason. But generally, a lot of good volume. So right now, 5.1 million in total premiums, 4.1 yesterday, 2.1 the day prior. So definitely good to see that institutions are looking at it a little bit closer. Based on the bulls, you see a consensus for it to be above 4, and then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub roughly 350. For the most part for this week. And then oddly, you do have these pockets right here. That is for January 15th, 2027. And there is was a lot that was anticipating for it to be sub $2 by then. So do you think that by 2027 it'll be sub 2, or do you think that it'll be significantly higher? So what's your kind of viewpoint on all of that? As far as dark pool transactions, a lot of big ones today, and obviously this is where shorts like to hide a lot of their transactions. With it right now though at 379, currently trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 363 is going to be a strong support, which was essentially the low for today. So we know that's a good support level. Flip side, 384 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. And then obviously in between, you have that 50-day moving average, like I mentioned. Aside from all that, no real articles coming out, no new analyst ratings. So it is just merely on a macro standpoint, those kind of points that's really hyping up Chinese stocks, moving NIO higher. And then aside from that though, you have NIO on a technical standpoint showing some signs of breaking higher. So things are getting very, very interesting. Definitely got to admit, NIO is a very frustrating stock, as I mentioned yesterday, but it's never a dull moment. Even looking at other Chinese EVs right now, Li is down 3.55, XPeng is up 1.09. So for the first time in a very long time, NIO is kind of the front runner for today. So let me know your viewpoint, and why do you feel shorts went from increasing, like I said, 5 million plus to where they are now? Do you think that they are afraid of something? Do you think that they feel there's going to be a deal between the States and China, and that's maybe why they're returning? Because keep in mind, Li and also XPeng have like 4% short interest. So it's night and day difference between them and NIO. So maybe shorts are finally starting to return. They've realized that they've overextended themselves. Possibly. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon and give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.